Hello, Pokemon trainers. Today I'm going to show you a fairly preferred and maybe easier method to obtain Female Salandit in Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. Now, this method might take, it's going to vary. It might take a long time for you, it might take a short time for you, but this is a more guaranteed way of encountering a Female Salandit, and it's using the SOS battle mechanic to your advantage. And so I know a lot of people have been struggling, riding around in the grass back and forth for hours and hours trying to encounter the Female Salandit. And of course you want Female Salandit because Female Salandit is the only variant of Salandit that evolves into Salazzle. Male Salandits will not evolve into Salazzle. So let's get into it. So the first things, and these are all suggestions, you might be able to tweak this method to a way that you prefer, but this is how I've found it to be successful for me. As for Pokemon, you're going to want one Pokemon that's fast and that has super effective moves, or at least just high-powered moves. It could be, a high-level Pokemon with a really powerful attack or whatever. Make sure it's an attack that hits only one of these Salandits. So for right now, I'm just using this Greninja just because it's what I have. And Water Shuriken is a way to very easily take out Salandits. The reason you're going to want a Pokemon that can easily kill Salandits is because you're using the SOS battle mechanic, which means there will be two Salandits fighting you at most times. And you can't take on two very easily. Sometimes it actually stacks up and they actually become a little difficult, a little annoying. So you're going to want to be able to kill one of them so that the other one sticks around. You're going to keep doing this method until you encounter a Female Salandit. And when you do, you need to make sure that the Female Salandit is the only one on the battlefield so that you can catch it, which means if there are two Salandits, you're going to need to kill the other one. So I prefer a Pokemon that's fast, that has a really powerful attack that can one-hit KO Salandits. You can also have a Pokemon with the move False Swipe. This will make it easier to kill or to capture the Salandit when you narrow it down. Right now I have Dartrix, of course that's not ideal. If you can have any Pokemon that's not weak to fire or poison, that's preferred. But this is just what I have right now. As for items, I recommend, if you're doing this in the early stage of the game, I do recommend you have as many Antidotes and burn heals as you possibly can. And you might also want to pick up some revives and some super potions, max potions, any type of potion, because these Salandits, they stack up, and they know Dragon Rage, which actually deals 40 damage to you. So if you're in the early or mid stages of the game, this can actually become a little bit overwhelming. And I've actually embarrassingly been swept by weaker Pokemon in the SOS battle mechanic just because they just keep using attacks. They burn you and then both of them start attacking you non-stop. Even if you kill one, they just call for help again. It can be a little bit of a headache. You also want to stock up on Ultra Balls or any type of Pokeball that you think will help you in this situation. Nest Balls, Great Balls, depending on where you are in the game. Make sure you have a lot of Pokeballs is my point. So now you're going to come to the Wela Volcano Park. And we're actually going to follow the way here. I'm actually just going to use a repel real quick. We're going to use a repel, and then we're going to follow along to the bottom part of the volcano. That is where Salandits are the most common in the game. You can also encounter Salandit in Route 8. It's a 20% encounter rate in Route 8. In this part, however, it is actually a 30% encounter rate, so this is the best area. You're just going to keep going down this path. I just missed a Zygarde core. It's okay. We'll come back for that later. I'm still in the middle stages of the game, as you can tell. So you're going to come in through here. And this should be where you are going to a little more easily find Salandit. So now I'm just going to cut ahead to when I finally battle a Salandit. And the first try, it was a Salandit. Let's see if it's male or female. Alright, so now this is actually going to transition into, it's a male, as it normally will be. This is going to kind of transition to a little bit of a guide for the SOS battle mechanic. So of course what you're going to want to do first is use the Adrenaline Orb. I'm sorry I forgot to mention that sooner. You do need an Adrenaline Orb. Try to stock up on Adrenaline Orbs. You need at least one, but the more you have, maybe the better. So just use an Adrenaline Orb right away. What that's going to do is it's going to make the Salandit more likely to call for help. So what I'm actually going to do is go into my Dartrix here. And I do believe that if a Pokemon is lower on HP, it will be more likely to call for help. So you might notice for the first turns of the battle, if your Pokemon is still, healthy, it won't be calling for help. So it might need to take some damage first. So we're just going to use False Swipe here, and we're going to take it down a good way. And so what you're going to do here, I'll probably be cutting most of this battle out, because this can take a long time, especially if you're looking for a specific Pokemon. Right now we are looking for a female Salandit, and there's a really low chance that we're going to be encountering these. Now again, another reason why you want a lot of antidotes when battling Salandit, there we go, it's calling for help now. So we're going to see if it's going to summon its ally, and we're going to go from there. It did not appear, so sometimes that'll happen. You'll have to keep cycling through it. Now, if you get to the point in the battle where the Pokemon is at a very, very low amount of health and you're afraid to kill it, obviously you do not want to kill it. If it's the only one on the battlefield and you kill it, then the battle ends. So you don't want to do that. Now, if you get to the point where the Pokemon has really, really low HP, what you can do is actually go to the bag and actually use the Adrenaline Orb again. And what's going to happen is that'll actually take up a turn, but it will not remove any more of the Adrenaline Orbs. So you notice how I had 15 Adrenaline Orbs when I used that one, and we're going to check right now, and I'm still going to have 15. So in any single battle, you only need to use one Adrenaline Orb, and that'll affect the rest of the battle. And if you use any more, it will not change the number you have. So you might notice there on screen, I don't know if you can really see, I still have 15 Adrenaline Orbs, so it did not use one up, but it did use up my turn. So that's a way to kind of stall out a turn if the Pokemon's low on health and they're not calling for help and you don't want to kill them. So now that we have two Salandits, what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to kill one of them. It doesn't matter which one, as long as there is one single Pokemon on the battlefield, it will have a chance of calling for help. If there are two Pokemon, none of them will call for help. So you need one dead in order for the other one to be calling for help. So kill that one, and then I'm going to spam False Swipe again on this Salandit, and just keep doing this until a female appears. So I'm actually just going to fast forward this part until a female appears, and again, your mileage is going to vary. It might take you 2 tries to get a female Salandit on the battlefield. It might take you 30. So just sit tight with this and keep repeating these methods. Keep killing one of the Salandits, healing your Pokemon when you need to, using the Adrenaline Orb when you need to burn a turn, and just keep waiting until you finally get that female Salandit. So I'll see you when we get one. Alright, so there we have a female Salandit, and this took me 6 summons. It took the Salandit calling for help a total of 6 different times. Each of the times before this one, they were all males, and now we finally found a female Salandit. So my Greninja, as you can tell, see, the battle does get kind of out of hand quickly, and especially because you're not trying to kill all of the Salandits, there will come a point where you're just kind of sitting through a turn, not really doing anything, and the Salandits are just using Smog or Dragon Rage, and it adds up very quickly. So just be cautious with that. And Salandit has the ability Corrosion, which can poison Steel and Poison types as well. So it can pretty much poison any Pokemon other than those who have the immunity ability. So now all we need to do is capture the female Salandit. And that's the tricky part now, because it's easy to kill the other one. That's what you want to do. You want to kill you actually have to kill the other one in order to even catch the female. However, once I kill the other one and the female is the only one there, then she might call for help. And if she calls for help, that means I have 2 Salandits again that I have to deal with, and I have to kill one of them, try to catch the other one before it calls for help. So that's the big annoyance with the SOS battles, is that you can only capture one. You can only throw a Pokeball, you can only attempt to capture one of them when there is only one on the battlefield. If there are 2, you can't throw a Pokeball at all. So we're just going to finish the male, and I'm going to throw an Ultra Ball without weakening the female. That might not go so well, but we will see. We shall see. It might vary for you. It might come in handy at this point to have a Pokemon with a sleeping move like Spore or Sleep Powder, etc. But now that we have the female Salandit, you will see. And look, she's already calling for help. This is a nightmare. Just kidding, it's not. Okay, it didn't appear, so that's good for us. So now I'm just going to spam Ultra Balls. If you have Ultra Balls at this point in the game, you know, those are probably the best to use. And we caught it. Awesome, 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 awesome. Alright, so that's probably the easiest way to get a female Salandit on your own in this game. So I hope this video was helpful for you in finding the elusive female Salandit, who is the only Salandit that can evolve into Salazzle. So I might be doing a more thorough tutorial on the SOS battling mechanic, but I covered a lot of the basics here, and that's really all you need to know for catching that female Salandit. So I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like if this helped you out. Please subscribe for more Pokemon Sun and Moon content, tips and tricks, fun battles, just everything covering Pokemon Sun and Moon. Stay right here, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.